let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, what's going on, everybody? We are watching live right now the funeral procession for Oswald Cobblepot Osbourne. And I know it's not his real name, but yeah, so we've got some videos going around right now, and in support, we've also got this crypto called Ozzy AI. For those of you that don't know, Ozzy AI was a crypto that came out a couple days ago, and the main wallets dumped on it in this little rapid sort of progression here. Ran up to, was that 3 zeros? So it went up, I want to say, you know what, let's actually go look at it and see where it ran. Point to it is it's a community takeover at this point. So we've got about a 95x that popped up. So off of a 95x, it came down precipitously. And notice in the last couple of hours, there's been a nice little spike here happening. That's a little profit taking along the way. We've had some buyers and sellers kind of stepping in right now. Market cap sitting at $3,000. So this is one of those crazy sort of entry positions that you might be able to get into and just kind of see what might happen. And by the way, if you look at somebody like Matty B, who says it's done, it doesn't matter if it's done. It matters, can we get a 5 or a 10x out of it and take it up to a 30 or 40 or 50,000 market cap over the next couple of hours? Let me point out to you guys what Matty B says is done 3 hours ago or 2 hours ago or an hour ago was up 5x. So let's see what happens here. So this was the procession right here for heavy metal icon and famous celebrity personality Ozzy Osbourne. It's a sad day in heavy metal. It's a sad day for everybody. Now, this did happen a while. This was going on a little while ago, but the stream has been going on nonstop for the last 8 or 9 hours. So, and over here we've got people saying Satan is real. This is this is oh my God, what is this is not what is that band that does that song? German thrash band. Satan is real. Creator did the song Satan is Real a few years ago. It's actually a fairly brand new song. So we certainly want to see, something crazy happen with the Ozzy AI token over the next few hours as we lean into what's happening right here. You've got some small buys that have been coming in. My entry is right there. I bought about 15 minutes ago on this last little dip right here. So, let's see if we don't see over the next hour or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 some kind of crazy spike in price action. So in celebration of, again, Oswald Cobblepot Osbourne, I don't think that's his real name, but it is the name that we're going by right now. By the way, did you guys see that Pantera kind of postponed their tour for a little while? They they I assume it's because of Zach Wild, but they stopped their touring just in the last little while to give him a chance, I think, to properly grieve. I think Ozzy, look, it should be noted here that Ozzy means a tremendous amount to heavy metal, to fans in general. So I would think that, you're probably going to see a lot of outpouring for Ozzy over the next little while. Now, this is Sharon right now. If you have not seen this, I think it's important to kind of point out here. Sharon Osbourne was there to lay down flowers, and when she did, of course, she broke down. You can see Jack and Kelly as well. I'm not sure if Amy's there or not. Oh, maybe, yeah, off to the side there. So the whole family mourning the loss of their patriarch, and I mean, basically one of the inventors of heavy metal. So it's a sad day for everybody. I don't know what to say. This is, this is one of those days where, you really look, I'm a heavy metal kid. I'm a punk rock kid first, but, most punk rock comes from heavy metal to begin with. So, for me, this is just to me, it's a sad day. So it's a very sad day, but if we want some opportunity, then the opportunity is going to be right here with the Azie AI token. Maybe, just maybe, we can run this one up, get a nice little pump out of it. If we get a nice little pump out of it, then hey, we just won a little bit of crypto during a day. By the way, let's go look at the broader crypto market. I told you guys, if crypto comes down today because of the Fed, let's make things very, very clear. If it comes down because of the Fed, then you know what? Matter of fact, why don't we do this? We're going to move this over and do this right here. If it comes down because of the Fed, then that would mean that you're being manipulated. And the reason that you're being manipulated is because the Fed has already the markets have already priced this in. If you check the FedWatch, the FedWatch tool from Chicago Mercantile Exchange is going with the next meeting, but it was 97% confirmed that we were going to get no change. Previously, a month ago, it was 20. It was basically 80-20. Then it went up to 95. Then it went up to 97, and we definitely did not get the rate change. So the market had already priced this move in, is what I'm trying to say. So they've already priced it in, which means that there's nothing else. Why is my light? I don't know. What the fuck ever. The market has priced it in. So this 63 billion that we're down today, this is just the manipulation of the market. And my light is red, by the way, today. So but this is manipulation by the market makers trying to steal liquidity from you for, whatever that next move is. Now, remember, we talked about it today. What do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to get Bitcoin down to 112, on that real big opportunity to buy. If you look at this over the course of a couple of days, then a day from now, you're going to see this tick up here a little bit more, around 112. When it ticks up around 112, you're going to see this kind of move down here, and then that's where you get your bounce from. So that looks like it's happening or playing out. So if you want to, I wouldn't be mad if you took your profit right now and set yourself a buy order around 112.5 for that next long bounce right now. Basically, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is you've already made your money up here. If you got in where I got in, which was, I think, what was our 92,000? I think we were down here at 92,000, was our DCA. No, it was 102. It's 102,000. So we got in at 102,000 right here. We're doing pretty well on it. If it's coming down, it's an opportunity to make that money all over again. So for the purpose of Bitcoin, I think we probably got some opportunity here to grab some capital and run it back one more time and take profit right now along the way. I don't know that the market won't reverse immediately. I don't think that, I don't know that. Again, it's already priced in. So whatever we're getting right now is just manipulation. The question now is, what does Donald Trump's White House Bitcoin statement, whatever it is that they were doing, what does that look like right now? Not notifications. Where the fuck do I go for stuff now? Oh, explore. There we go. White House crypto. Let's see what they say about White House and crypto. Today, the White House is releasing its comprehensive report on digital assets, providing long-awaited regulatory clarity for innovators in a cutting-edge industry. Trump is delivering on his promise to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the planet. That is true. Okay, so here it is, the digital asset report. This is, and you know what, let's... Under President Trump's Executive Order 14178, the working group shall evaluate the potential creation and maintenance of a national digital asset stockpile and propose criteria for establishing such a stockpile, potentially derived from cryptocurrencies lawfully seized by the U.S. government through its law enforcement efforts. On March 6th, the president issued Executive Order 14233, which clarified and expanded on his directive and provided that it is the policy of the United States to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve, the reserve, and the United States digital asset stockpile. Consistent with the framework established by these executive orders, the reserve and the stockpile will be administered by the Treasury, which will establish an office to administer and maintain control of the associated custodial accounts. The reserve and the stockpile will be capitalized by forfeited digital asset. In other words, digital assets owned by the U.S. government. However, forfeited digital assets needed to satisfy statutory objectives and will continue to be used for those objectives, including to compensate identifiable and verifiable victims of crimes, to support law enforcement operations, to be equitably shared with state and local law enforcement partners, and to fulfill the other statutory forfeiture program requirements. The Bitcoin in the reserve will generally not be sold and will be maintained as reserve assets of the United States utilized to meet governmental objectives in accordance with applicable law. Treasury and Commerce will develop strategies that could be used to acquire additional Bitcoin for the reserve and in ways that are budget neutral and do not impose incremental costs on United States taxpayers. By the way, I think I said this the other day, and I want to say it one more time. I think it's important that the United States establish crypto mining in something like Alaska, which I think, because of the heat signature of everything, would be a nice way to cool. It would be a natural way to cool, and it would probably be a really good place for a lot of building of infrastructure for digital assets. I mean, it's always cold. It's easy to keep it from overheating, I would assume. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just seems to me like Alaska might be that place right now, that jewel in the U.S. crown, if you will, that could take these assets to a new level. And by that, I just mean give us an opportunity to continue to mine as the United States, or create, I think maybe the Alaska governor gets involved here, creates some incentives for people to move their farms to Alaska. Pursuant to Section 3 of Executive Order 14233, Treasury delivered considerations to the White House regarding the establishment and management of the reserve and the stockpile. Treasury will continue to coordinate with the White House and other members of the working group to move forward with appropriate next steps to operationalize the reserve and the stockpile for the benefit of the U.S. government and taxpayers. That means you and me. So, the report confirms the Treasury is to manage the U.S. Bitcoin reserve. The initial reserve is going to be built from seized Bitcoin. Treasury and Commerce to coordinate future Bitcoin accumulation, and reserve Bitcoin will generally not be sold. So you can look at the United States most likely along the next couple of as this is built out, you can look at this and say to yourself, well, you know what? It looks like the United States is going to become like Strategy, just going to hold a bunch of Bitcoin, or like these ETFs, just going to hold a bunch of Bitcoin. And this is incredibly bullish news, by the way. This is incredibly bullish news for digital assets. Now, I do think that, we're going to need, I think the Lunk video came out an hour and a half ago. This kind of sucks, by the way. There's a lot of people out here, really feeling down about Ozzy. It is very, it is odd to me that these people are filming the distress. I mean, I'm doing it because it's there, but I'm not holding a camera right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not holding a camera and I don't know. Anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. That chick has a nice rack. These people, God damn. And look, these people are crying right now. All right. So anyway, we're going to take a moment here and we're going to have to go to videos and we're going to have to see, did the Terra Luna Classic video launch today or... Oh, shit. Okay, we're going to set that as an instant premiere right now for Terra Luna Classic. I set that to unlisted because I was setting something up and I forgot to launch it. So Market Module 2.0 is here for Terra Luna Classic. So my apologies. I forgot and set it to unlisted. God damn it. It populates that way. And I think I don't know if that's a faster way, but you set it there unlisted for a little while so that it populates. There's a punk rocker right there. That's punk rock right there for you. So anyway, maybe, just maybe, we can end up seeing something happen over here. It looks like there's some market makers going right now because nobody's dumping on a few bucks. Like, that's kind of retarded. That idea has an Elon chromosome. So, maybe, just maybe, we can get a little bit of momentum heading our way. You never know. And we'll see what goes on. So White House has now posted their positive crypto profile. And, maybe we'll see something, big time kind of happen here. I don't know if we will or not. Yeah, well, maybe. So what else are we looking at here? The market, by the way, market was down about $100 billion, just a few short. Let's go to the hourly so you can see what I'm talking about here. Market absolutely dipped tremendously over the last 2 hours. After, by the way, remember I told you when we were live here that, we were getting this big dump candle. It was really on Bitcoin, but it wasn't the broader market. Now, in the last couple of hours, we got the 12 o'clock, we got the 1 o'clock dump. But it didn't happen right away. I should point this out. Like, you know what? Let's go to the 15 minute because you can see it. All right. So we got the announcement. We got the announcement right there. Yeah. So here we go. So we got the announcement right there on this spot right there. So we got that right there. And then guess what happened? For 20 minutes, nothing. For 30 minutes, nothing. For 45 minutes, nothing. And then 45 minutes, that's when it started to absolutely tank and dump. That's how you know this thing is being manipulated. And if you know it's being manipulated, then you know how to play the market, or at least hopefully you know how to play the market. So let's look at Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin did on this. Again, we're on 15-minute chart right now. We zoom out. And we look, where is the top of that previous range right there? We're not even close to 112,000 right now. So what I'm looking at right here is I would suspect that by the way, if you look at this from short term, on the short term, we're clearly in a downtrend on that short term. We're clearly in a downtrend on that short term. So if we take that into consideration, then how long does it take to break down into this range? We do that. Let's see if we did a good job of that. We didn't do a great job. Okay, so that means that sometime We're doing this on the 15-minute. Not really worried about the top over there, but let's now bring it out to the hourly. So over the course of, what is this? A couple of days. So over the course of a couple of days, I think we're probably going to see a dip down here. We're going to see this break form. But as you can see, we're really just kind of laying it down right there in the middle of that heart line. So I would suspect we're probably going to see a dump down here, probably a break below to grab liquidity, which is going to be, where is this? All right. Once we get down into some of our more popular ranges, if you will, like on the 1 hour, you can see it, it kind of broke down here, got into 115.8. Then it got bought back up to around 117. Liquidity starting to build in this range right now. That's probably going to be attacked. And then we're coming back down 114.5, somewhere in this sort of range. Let's move over here. You can see what's happening right now. But I would suspect that we're probably headed down to that range. Let's look at it on a 3-day window. It gives us a kind of a better idea. We'll move that up just a little bit. There's a break up to over 120 that's probably on the table. That little pocket right there, big money at 115,000. Then there's more decent money at 100. Look, the market wants to go up. You can see that right now. But the further out we get, the more liquidity we put into the pool, the more that we're looking at, the more we see like where we go. So again, this is 112,000, about 700. That doesn't jive with what I said earlier, which is I think 112,200. So it's about $500 different right now. So if you want to set yourself a buy at 112,800, that's probably going to be a legendary entry position. Just my opinion, just my estimation of what could happen right there. But that would set it for, we're going to liquidate all these people. They're going to be forced to buy. They're going to now be holding. And then we're going to ride this thing up to 121,000, which, I mean, clearly 121,000 is where the big money is now sitting. So let's go out to the 3-month and look at the 3-month. Where does the 3-month line up? And let's, for that purpose, let's move over here. The 3-month lines up to all the way down to, holy shit, 106,000 is where there is a bunch of money sitting right now. 110,879 looks like a really good, that looks like a really strong dip right there. So, there could be some opportunity out here for you to grab to grab a nice little win here. So, check it out. Check out, set yourself some buy orders around 112,000 for Bitcoin, and look for a big upside move. I do think that we're going to come down here. It makes sense that we would come down here. Let's go look real quick at, I think this is the CME futures gap. Oh, wait, that's it. Let's kind of move around here on the daily and see if there's a big futures gap. There is a gigantic futures gap sitting right now. There you go. Okay, so if I want to see it come down to 112 because that's where a lot of liquidity is. And since we're down in that range, probably going to be a lot of liquidity, but this gap is remaining currently unfilled, and that level is 114,300. So generally speaking, when you've got the opportunity, you're going to strike, and it looks like the markets want to strike. There's a small gap right here at about 110,000, but I don't think that's, I think we'd have to get to the 4 hour, and let's see what it looks like on a 4 hour. So we got that big gap right there, still unfilled. And then, I think that got filled. I think that got filled. So, yeah, every recent gap is filled except this one down here. Yeah, right there. No, it's, you know what? There's always a possibility that could go, look, there's always a chance that anything could happen, but the likelihood of that is very, very small. I think that we're in a spot right now where we're in the bull market. We're just waiting for the actual bull narrative to take over and retail comes pumping back in. So if it goes down to 4035, I would be surprised. What I think is going to happen is obviously liquidity is being pulled because the market was dipping super hard. But Luna Classic's only down 1.5%. That's actually a pretty good ratio when you consider, zoom out, VeChain's down 3.5%, Solana's down 3.5%, Ondo's down about 2%, going down here, SHIB down 3%, Pepe down 2.5%. Remember, I want to go long on Pepe, by the way. Down 4% on Crow, down 3% on Fetch, down 3% on HBAR, down 3% on Aave, down 3% on Cardano. How does Cardano go down 3%? It's a stable coin. What the fuck is going on there? Aptos down 3%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that there's a real likelihood of another move to 35. I think there is a chance, but if in the event that we had a dip, I think this right here, this line right there would represent, if we dipped right now, then it would dip down into this spot right here, right under 405. And I think that that would be it. Now, I say that knowing that this has happened before. So, I mean, there is always that possibility that you get some kind of wick like that. But generally, what you want to do is you want to look at the trend. And what does the trend read right now? Long term, we're still bearish, okay? And we've seen this before. We've seen these moves before. We saw this, and we saw this, and we saw this, and we thought, the market looks like it's ready to run. But then we came back down. Here's the issue that you have with that, okay? If you have a thesis here, then you have this, you have this, and you have this, and then you have maybe this. I don't know if that's going to be real or not, but you've clearly got an uptrend happening over the last, what is this? February. So over the last 6 months, we haven't seen a breakout, but we're still in a more positive narrative than we were before. And, I want to say that this kind of came down a little bit more than I would have liked it to, but that's probably an aberration because clearly it looks like we're in that uptrend. So again, what I think is going to happen here is we're going to get a bounce, strong bounce right here. And I did tell you, I think I told you in the video today to set a buy order at 58, just in case we get an opportunity to test that one more time. And we got that dip down there, but you can see strong buy pressure. It started to reverse. So I think this is going to play out. Now, the reason that I think this is going to play out, moving back over, just to give you guys some clarity here. I know I'm talking about Terra Luna Classic on an Ozzy video, but if you look at what's going on with governance right now, then you've got Market Module 2.0 that's up for a vote, and you've got Trump node voting no. I support bringing back the real market module with proper safeguards, not this fake version with no mint, burn, or core logic. I support a real functional MM, not a placeholder. That's fucking holy shit. God damn it. This guy says no to anything Vegas and Lunk Live. Nobody has done it. Just a bunch of bitch ass haters, just bitch ass haters. The reasons for yes here. This was long overdue. Go. Time for action. No blah, blah, blah. No minting. I support. And by the way, one of the problems that we're pointing out here, one of the problems that these guys are trying to point out here is, you cannot mint more tokens on this ecosystem. There's already 6.493 trillion in circulation. So the no mint model was the only one that made sense. So that's the one that I think we're going to go with. By the way, the market's now down 37 billion, which means that there is some opportunity right here. Still seeing on let's go to the 15-minute right there. It looks like there was some skin here for a while. It looked like it went to 4016. Could be that we're going to get a nice little spike here. If you use a Fibonacci on this, and by the way, this is such a degen sort of project here that, I'm not sure that's going to work on it. But it looks like if this reverses right here, if we've got this low on Ozzy, and then this is the low on Ozzy again, if that's the case, and if we got that, then you're going to see this happen one more time. you're going to see at least a move to the 236. I should probably say, we'll probably see a move up into this little area right here in very quick succession. Probably another dump back down because these bitch ass losers are just going to sell. And then, then you could see it sort of take off at that point over the next couple of days as Ozzy continues to be in the news. Black Swan could do it and create a double bottom. 110% doubt it, but crypto can mess with us all without, just to create a panic. Yeah, and it's really not. It's not crypto. It's the institutions that are manipulating you and using the news to their advantage. I mean, that's really. I mean, we should call it for what it is. It's market manipulation. You know what? I don't know why I'm doing that. Let's do this. Boom, 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 and get rid of that now. All right, so we'll see what happens with Ozzy AI. Again, I think that it's got some opportunity for a significant run and a significant bounce. I'm holding on to about 18 million tokens right now. So, if it goes to, if it does anything really good, I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be getting my money back at like $80 into it or something like that. So if I can get to 160, then I'm taking my initial out, and then we'll talk about, what happens from there. Also, you know what? I've got an extra wallet over here with $5 in it. Yeah, it's got $4 in it. So with $4, let's attach. You know what? Let's buy some with this wallet. I forgot I had this wallet. I have an extra $5 in this goddamn thing. How do I attach my wallet here? I get nervous. Attaching wallets to anything anymore. Let's take the contract address right there. All right, let's go to jupe.ag. All right. We go to jupiter.ag. We're going to attach our Phantom wallet. We're going to connect that, and we're going to reverse that. And then for this one, we're going to throw in, boom, that's going to be Ozzy AI. Okay, so we're going to throw that in Ozzy AI. We're going to do a max buy right there of $2.29. It's going to be 1 million tokens. That's going to be all it is. And there we go. All right. So I put $3 basically into Ozzy AI. If it goes up 10x, it becomes $30 in that wallet, which is at $4. By the way, I put $5 in that wallet the other day, just in case I needed to show anybody anything on my computer, because I don't have anything attached to this anymore except a throwaway wallet with $5 in it. Now it's $3.68. Arbitrage might have taken a few bucks off of it. Let's see what happens over the next little while. By the way, guys, let me give you the contract address if you haven't seen it already. Here it is. That address right there is for Ozzy AI. So as we continue to celebrate the life of Ozzy Osbourne, or as I call him, Oswald Cobblepot Osbourne, then maybe, just maybe, we end up seeing a nice little pump, a significant sort of rally for it. It would be crazy right now to think that this thing could run it back to, where'd it go here on 15-minute chart? For 30 minutes, where was the market cap there? Market cap went as high as 152,000. 152,000 market cap is actually, what is that? 50, 60, 70, 70x from where we are right now. So if my $2 turns into $140, then woo, you know what I mean? Anyway, you got the contract address, make a few buys. Again, this is not a major, I want you to, before you buy, 2.5K in liquidity, 2.2K market cap, okay? That means do not throw big money in here. They are going to sell on you. So if you're trying to make a buy here, put in $5, put in $20, put in $15, put in $34, put in $30, $34, $100. That's a little excessive to me because what did that lead to? $100 sell off right there immediately. So anytime you can see right there, just the moment, and look, this guy bought $8 worth and has lost $8 so far, just sold a little bit. That hasn't even registered yet. Why is that not registering? Huh. Anyway, you ignoring me, I'd ignore me if I was a Bears fan. So sad. I don't know what your lesbian team is, man, but let them let them munch whatever carpets they want to munch. I'm certain that you're not gay or whatever. Green Bay Packers fan is what I meant to say. I didn't. Do you know the Green Bay Packers lost to the Chicago Bears at the end of last year? Like bitches, like butter churning ass bitches. Woo! Can you imagine just getting floored by the Chicago Bears under Matt Eberflus? Woo! How about them Cowboys? Cowboys are the biggest joke franchise in the NFL. And I'm not saying that for any other reason other than the fact that it's true. They're the worst fans in the entire. They think they're going to make the playoffs every single year. Like, what the fuck? They think they're entitled to Super Bowls. Yeah. You know what? Here's something, Cowboys fans. You are entitled to Super Bowls. You are entitled to host them because those of us that live up north, we need somewhere to go in February so that we can watch the Super Bowl. So you guys can host it every single year. How about that? No? Okay. All right, so there we go. Let's give it the Boz moment right now. So if you are looking for some opportunity, today is the day. Ozzy has passed away. Speak of the devil, which, by the way, like this was just, he looks just like me. You know what I mean? He looks just like me. So, guys, buy yourself some Ozzy AI. Get yourself in on it. Take advantage of the opportunity while there is some opportunity. Trading at around 22 right now. I don't know if anything's going to happen, but if it does, that's going to be just fantastic. So here's what we're going to do, by the way. So we've already set it up right now. We took our buy right now. We've got $1 million right there. So we're going to set a trigger, and we're going to set our trigger to sell all of it. And we're going to sell it all. We're going to do it on USDC because that's what you got to do. And we're going to, okay, so that, and we got $1 million right there. So it's $2.26 of USDC. All right, so what we're looking to do is if Ozzy goes up to 1 right there, then we're going to have $10. Let's do 3. All right. So if it goes up 7 or 8x and gives us $30, we're going to place that trigger order right there. Oh, we don't even have enough for the network fee. I got to send my own goddamn wallet more money because if something happens, then, maybe it'll pop. Anyway, we're now down 29 billion on the day. So we're starting to see this. We're starting to see the breakdown. Again, what I said was the market is manipulating everything. Okay. There's no reason for the dip other than the market really wants to go attack liquidity and, lame shit like that. So we'll see what happens. I think the market is ready for another leg up. It'll happen tonight, maybe tomorrow, but whatever happens today, which is a dump, the reverse tends to happen the next day. And by the way, again, let's go back to this one more time. When we didn't get a rate cut, we had already priced in no rate cut. So there's no reason to do anything in the market one way or another. So anything that dips is because you're being manipulated. And what happened today, you got manipulated to the tune of putting the dick in ridiculous. You see here, like that crazy sort of dump that we had right there. Look at that. Look at that dump. Got bought up almost immediately. And it looks like we're clawing back to almost have a positive day. Now, the other thing is on the 1 hour, you've crossed over into bearish territory because guess what? 50 is going down. The 200 is going down. These are both bearish indicators, but we were in this big move phase right there just previously. So we got that flip, we got that rip. Now we're looking for another flip here, probably in the next 24 hours. We're not even looking at it being this bad right here. It looks like we might be moving up pretty quickly. Depends on the market. But if that happens, then look in the very short term. It's subtle, but it looks like we continue to mint newer highs. Like it looks like in the total market cap, we're in pretty good shape. What I want you to see though, total DeFi. Look at total DeFi. The money, we went really high on DeFi over the last couple of days. Now it started to break down, but we got that dip and now it's starting to move back again very rapidly. When we look here, there's still more downside, I would say. We didn't make it to the bottom over here on this last little dip, but we did break down below. Again, if you're looking at where the dip's going to come from here, then you would look at somewhere in this range right here, the tops of the previous, maybe this top over here, something like that. But taking that into account, we broke down below it, which means we got to start looking for where is it that we're going to bounce? Where are we going to get our support? Like where exactly is it right now? We want to use the shorter time frame. There is going to be a longer time frame, and the longer time frame does matter. But in the short term, if we put the volume node up here, then right there, we're actually in that node. So in the event that we break down a little bit, you'll see right there, there's going to be what we're looking for, by the way, is we're looking for little crops right there that pop out, and then a little spot right there that pops out, a little spot right there that pops out. So this area right here looks like that would be a strong bounce area. If you get down below that and you get down into this one, which is this other top right here, if you get into that range right there, you're going to get even stronger bounce. So if this comes down to here, look for a big move to come right after that. So there you go. Also, got a few more buys coming in on Ozzy. So again, if you're looking for an opportunity, look, here's the way I see it. We've got Ozzy right now ready for a run. Now, somebody talked me up. This is, I'm not bearish, but I'm also potentially seeing an M forming on a larger scale. It's irrelevant. Those things only matter when they matter. What you need to see is money. Where's the money going? And you've got M2 money supply right here. That's on the hour, duh, because I'm retarded. We've still got this move right here. We've still got all of this move to go, which takes us through October. That takes us through October. That money printer has still not finished printing. We look at that on the weekly, by the way. Look at this on the weekly here. Look how far. Like and by the way, this is not a great way. Using the weekly just doesn't really work very well. Using the 2-day doesn't really work very well. It's really basically 1 day. Like the liquidity thing I think is designed as a 1-day thing. So when you look at that and you look at where we are, you look at where it's been, you look at, start putting all the pieces together, then we have not broken out yet. And it's going to get so much bigger. It's going to get so much higher. Like we're right about here right now in that capital inflow. Remember, we haven't even had the breakout yet. That breakout, we are on the verge of that next big breakout. By the way, to give you clarity on why we're in that, look at this right here. This is consolidation in range that we saw playing out, and what's happening right now, consolidation in range. What happens after that consolidation in range? Right here, today, massive dip. What happened? We got a massive dip. Then what happens? Boom, 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 boom. We are going on a crazy run over the next bunch of days. Now, again, this is total DeFi. This is not the total overall market. That's why this doesn't match up nearly as well. That's why this right here is not showing up here. Let me show you what happens if I take the whole market or if I take Bitcoin, because this really is based on Bitcoin, right? Look how close all of this is. Now, of course, I have to move it just a little bit to get it into the right spot. With this top over here being this top right there, with this bottom over here being this bottom right here. Now, look how much that matches up right now. Do you see what I'm saying? we're looking at this. This is actually playing out almost to a man, to a letter. So what that tells me is in the next little while, this looks like the bottom right here. So it looks like the reversal is in. Boom, 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 boom. We have until mid-October, end of September, something like that. Like we've got until this range right here. Now, here's the other, this is the tricky part right here. What does this dump right here mean? Shit is what it means. Hopefully it's going to continue towards that upside, but that does mean that the liquidity is starting to dry up, which means that the bull run might be over the next 3 or 4 months. Like this might be the end. What we need to see on that one is a longer term reversal and liquidity starting to re-enter the arena. Otherwise, this bull run's going to be over. Now, that does mean we're going to get a blow off top. Okay. That does mean that we're going to get a blow off top. Now, Ozzy is up to 25.37. We're getting some buys coming in. We've had a string of buys. What we want to form, I really want to form a green wall. That's what we really want to see. Like we want to start seeing some good buys. Pop, 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 coming in, coming in, coming in. The Luna Classic's going to fix itself pretty quickly. I think Luna Classic is going to go on a rocket ride pretty soon. Market module is a big, big deal. So I think we'll see that I think we're going to see it take action pretty quickly. So again, let's build that green wall over here. Let's start to see some good buys coming in. Let's see a quick 10, 15, 20x. That's going to put it up to, again, this 25,000, 30,000 market cap. Like we're not even talking about a big move right now. We're just talking about over the next few hours, getting back up to one of these highs over here. And if one of these highs, by the way, the place that we rejected off of, look at this. This is almost a microcosm of crypto. Okay. Where did we trade? Where's our trade volume? Where did everybody enter their positions? Right here. Where did we reject? Right there. Guys, game theory is playing out to perfection. Now, what that does mean, or what that should mean, is that we're going to see another rip by Ozzy in the next few hours, back up into this range, maybe even coming through the top up here into that 25,000 range, and then another correction back down. And then there's going to be a decision to be made. Are we going to take off, and are we going to fly, or are we not? I mean, that's basically what it is. You know what I mean? Like it's really quite simple. So maybe we see a nice little breakout happening right here. So I was told, by the way, that the low on the market cap was $900. Like absolutely insane. You know what I mean? Like absolutely insane. It does look like we do have a buy wall form. Look at that. We're starting to get it. We got a couple more. Like what we need to see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 more transactions. Just about 6 more transactions popping positive without any sells. And now we've got a full green buy wall. So, that would be, there you go. Couple more. And we've got a full on buy wall, and we're up on our position. Again, I've got 18 million, which should be worth, 38 bucks, 36. So about $50. I have about $50. Like it's not a lot, but you could see just a crazy, crazy run. So, going back to Ozzy, the funeral, this is a replay, by the way. This is, I don't know how you feel. I don't know how you guys feel, but, and by the way, they are playing Ozzy tunes and all of that. So I just, it really is a sad day. I mean, let me put it this way. It is an incredibly, and I mean incredibly sad day if you are, how do I say this? Like, I want to be very, it is an incredibly bad day if you are the devil, okay? If you are the devil, this is a horrible day because your boss just showed up to work. You know what I mean? For the first time in 76 years, Satan, get out of the way. And by the way, remember, Ozzy is a God-fearing Christian. So I'm kind of joking about this, I just want to say that I'm kind of joking about it. I'm not, we're not being super serious about it. Ozzy Osbourne was able to transcend heavy metal, to transcend hard rock. He became something bigger than all of us. He became an icon. He was already an icon. I saw Ozzy Osbourne, by the way, for the first time in 1984 on the Bark at the Moon tour with Motley Crue and Accept. And here we see, this is a replay right now. This is where you start to see Sharon kind of breaking down in public. And remember, these people, this whole family, they were in our living rooms for so many years on the Osbournes. And, this is just, it's a sad moment. Damn it. Now I'm getting teared up. Fuck. For those of you who don't know, I lost my daughter about 13 years ago. So when I see things like this happen, I try not to, but I do get emotional. Hold on to your loved ones because you never know. I mean, this is the best thing that I can say. Hold on to your loved ones because you never know when something's going to happen. And of course, Ozzy, again, he is a transcendent superstar. He was the king of metal. He was the man. Ozzy AI is taking off, by the way. We just had a massive rally. We've got a green wall form. We got somebody selling off a few bucks over here, but we've got a massive, I needed that. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to share my personal business with you guys. I don't mean to, but it's tough. So wishing that family all the best, but you're starting to see a big reversal here. If this reversal plays out again, what I would expect to see on Ozzy right now is this top right there. All right. And the reason for that is because zooming in, we use that as support at one point, resistance, resistance, resistance. So I would fully expect to see a move into this range at 23,000, which is about a 4x from where we are right now. So, and my little few dollar bag is now starting to pump. We're up to maybe $100 now. Yeah, it's way higher than that. Holy shit. 110, 115 bucks. So, we're getting a nice little win right here, sort of playing out. Now, if we can get some more people buying in, if we can get some more people right now, if we can get, we can get real excited about what's going on right here, then you could see a massive move coming from Ozzy AI over the next few hours. Share this content with everybody. I'm going to get out of here because now, God damn it. I promised myself I was not going to get tears. I promised myself that, I could handle something like this, not to you, but to me. Anyway, also, I want you to know that I have a new partner on the channel that's going to be released here. You know what? Son of a bitch. There we go. I was floating. Oh, and by the way, look at that. See that little edge right there on the side? That is because for whatever reason, I set my camera so that I had this big green screen back here, and I was gonna paint it. I was gonna paint the wall green, but I decided to use an actual green screen. But I'm not I'm touching it right now. You can see it kind of manifesting back there. So it's only an arm's length away, and it's supposed to be 2 arms length away, which is why you see green in this halo and stuff like that. So I need to move a little bit to get it right and, you know, put my camera in a spot where I've got a huge wall over here full of green, and I've got, you know, a little range over here, but I need to find that right angle and stuff like that. I don't have that exactly right now. So, and this I think is, yeah, I think that's actually just picking up. I have a, that's the exit door right there. So the edge of that normally kind of, because I move in and out of that place a lot, is where it normally just kind of screws up. And we got a little sell-off happening on Ozzy right now. Buyers, it's time to step back in and start running this thing back up, start making that money. Let's start putting that green wall back together. So that's it, guys. Luna Classic. The video is live right now. Ozzy Osbourne, we miss you, man. And we will see you again very, very soon. It's not financial advice. I'm looking for the good life, good life.